Let's drive 3 golf questions. Thinking the same question as well. So, what is the differences between a draw and a fade, and which is easier to master? So, to draw or fade means the ball is going to be turning, right? The hardest shot in golf is to hit it straight, right? To hit a purely straight shot is nearly impossible. The ball is always moving a little bit one way or the other. So, a draw for a right-handed golfer would hit. So, ideally, if this was my target, my hand, my swing path would be right of target. My face would be in between target line and the actual path, and that ball would turn towards our target. A fade or a cut would do the exact opposite. Our swing path would be left of target, and the face would be in between target and path, and that would cause it to turn back to target. That is how a draw and a fade happen. So it's the ability to control your swing path and face gives you the ability to shape the shot. So it's not nearly as hard to do as one would think, but you have to have pretty good mechanics and be able to control that to be able to hit these shots. So that's what's the difference between a draw and a fade. Which one is easier to master? I would say most high handicappers tend to hit a fade or a slice. So a slice would be path even further left, face further right, and just big shape, banana shape of the ball. And that's mechanically because they try to hit the ball more with their upper body, early extend, come across, and hit this kind of big cutting shot. So which one's easier to master? With good sound mechanics, good instruction, you should be able to hit both. But again, I would say the fade is the most common. And I would say for power hitters, they really like the fade because it doesn't roll as much. So if you're hitting the ball plenty far and you get in trouble because the ball's rolling too much in the fairway, you'll see a lot of power hitters hit a fade. And then vice versa, a lot of shorter hitters try to hit a draw because what they want to do is when the ball hits, they want it to run. So again, which one's better? Chicken and egg really depends. And again, I think if you get to a certain level inside of golf, you should be able to hit both because they both become weapons and they will allow you to play better throughout a round. So that was for my friend Chris in North Carolina. Question 2 would be from, who is this from? This is from John in Texas. I got this one off of YouTube. What's the best way to choose the right set of clubs for your beginner? The best way to buy a new set of clubs is go secondhand. Go garage sale. Go to Play It Again Sports. Go to different websites. Purchase one online. A lot of golf courses might sell used clubs as well. So just be on the lookout for a good set of used clubs. Clubs become really, really important as your skills get better and better. But in the beginning, you do not need $1,000 pair of irons. If you can go to Play It Again in Sport and find an old set of Pings or Callaways or TaylorMades for a couple $100 and start hitting those, that's more than substantial. And then as you start getting better, then you're going to want to start getting clubs that fit your swing speed, maybe more forgiving or less forgiving club heads, different lofts, lies, all that. You're going to start really fine-tuning the weapons that you have. But in the beginning, that fine-tuning is not really important. You know, the mechanics of being able to start to hit the ball somewhat near the center of the club face and starting to control it is much more important. So don't overdo it. Beginners, go out there, find a good set of used clubs, and build from there. And if you got a bunch of golf crazy friends, ask them. I guarantee you they have extra set of irons in their shed. If you come to my shed, I probably have 5, 6, 7 set of irons in there. So you can always ask your golf nut friends if they have an iron set that you can kind of start to build off of. And you'd probably be amazed. You might even get a free set to work for a while. And then the last question for today, and this is from our friend John here in Virginia, is with weather conditions, how does wind really affect a golf ball? Wind is hard to manage, but easy to understand. So wind affects the ball on the putting green as well as a ball flying through the air. So on a putting green, a wind at about 5 miles an hour will actually start to affect the break. And as the wind at the flagstick stands up kind of straight, now we're talking multiple really, really high amounts of effect on break. about 1% of break change due to the wind standing up. So kind of to understand, the more the wind blows, the more it'll affect the break of a putt. And again, that's really affected by how much slope is on the putting green. The less slope, the more the wind affects it. The more the slope actually kind of protects the ball. But also, is the wind blowing 90 degrees? Is it blowing straight in your face? Is it quartering? Is it dead 90? So again, what that angle is hitting the golf ball and at what speed affects it as well. As for hitting a golf ball, flying it in the air, it's probably the question that they were kind of leaning towards, is how does the wind affect it? So if I hit a shot off a tee box and the wind is dead at my back, whatever spins on the ball, the wind at the back will help neutralize that. So if I've side tilted it and I'm trying to draw it, the wind at the back will actually remove some of that, but could carry the ball further because the wind's at my back. If the wind is in my face, the exact opposite. It's going to take away distance, but it's going to exaggerate any spin on the ball. So if I put more side spin, it's going to exaggerate the spin. If I put more back spin on the ball, if I hit a wedge, something with a lot of spin, it'll climb the wind higher, and you'll lose even more distance than just the wind. So if the wind is dead at your back or dead in your face, the amount of spin is actually affected by that. Also, wind blowing 90 degrees will affect. So again, and you'll hear this on TV a lot of times, you say the pro held the ball into the wind. So what that means is that the wind is blowing left to right and I hit a right to left shot. So my ball's trying to turn this way, the wind is going this way. The two kind of meet and hold on and kind of push against each other, and that will straighten your golf ball and actually add a little bit of distance to your shot. So anytime you hear on TV or a golfer say, I was holding the shot into the wind, so you're actually shaping the shot against the wind to be able to reduce the amount of spin, the amount of turn of the ball, and maybe pick up a little bit of distance. And then the exact opposite happens for a lot of amateurs that can't control the ball. So if I hit a left or right shot and the wind's blowing left or right, man, it just exaggerates. It's just like, woo, off the golf course, right? So wind going 90 degrees moves the ball more or less, depending, right? But it can also quarter, where it's coming in at an angle. And as those angles are coming across, it's going to affect the ball. So again, if the straight into my face causes the most spin, and the most spin of the golf ball exaggerates it, as that wind starts to quarter, it'll be a little bit less, a little bit less, a little bit less, a little bit less, 90, and then it's going to start taking away spin as it's kind of working around the circle. So kind of as a general rule, that's kind of how the wind works. The better the golfer you become, the more you can attack wind and understand wind. Most players, you're going to increase or decrease the clubs by the wind in your face, but also your ability to control the height of the golf ball coming off your club will be a great factor to be able to control distance as well, because the wind you feel at your face on the ground might not be the wind that's going on up in the trees, right? So why do most pros look at the top of the trees when they're trying to evaluate wind? Is because the wind above the trees might be working a different direction or at a different force than what you feel down on the ground. So a lot of times your ability to keep the ball low will be a great attribute to be able to attack wind. And to hit the ball lower, typically you want to increase the club, play it middle stance, maybe one ball behind middle, and then just kind of swing 3/4, and that'll help you keep the ball lower. And of course, the wind will affect it just a little bit less. So that's kind of wind general. John, I hope that helps. But to me, those three questions are pretty good. Wind is fun to play in. It's a challenge, and that's what makes golf so great, is because hole to hole, shot to shot, day to day, wind and the environmental conditions change so much. That's what makes this game so challenging and fun. Don't break the bank when you're buying golf clubs, and learn to work the ball right to left, left to right. You should be able to do both as you progress throughout your golf profession or your golf careers. But again, most beginners tend to move the ball really, really big one direction. And again, get a good pro that can teach you to manage path and face, and you'd be amazed on how much better you become at a ball striker. You can definitely reach out to here at GolfCask. We have some pros that we work with all around the world. We'll refer you to them to get you better. We love that. And again, that's a service that we provide here at GolfCask. If you love golf, you love whiskey, that's why we're here. So Make sure that you like us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, every social out there. We're putting tons of information in. And again, make sure that you join GolfCask.com. We do have the 19th hole up and running, and we are data mining this for our recommender system. So anybody that's listening to this, GolfCask is free. Go join it. Once you join it, start referring or go into the 19th hole and start rating the different whiskeys and golf courses that we're putting up there, because our recommender system is going to be rolling in 2025, and it's going to be really cool stuff. So your help right now will help the community grow and the recommender system to be better and better. So thank you so much, and I look forward to bringing you more content in the days and weeks to come. Cheers, Salancha, and see you around. And for all those coming out to Irons and Eagle this weekend coming up, thank you. It's going to be a fun weekend, whiskey and golf. Does it get better? I don't think so.